What I want to do in this video is that I want to explore more what the relationship is between eating very healthily or eating healthy in general, or a healthy lifestyle, and how it affects our anxiety. I know there is a link, but yeah, I want to dig a little bit deeper into the topic. The first step is to go shopping for some of those healthy products, but we're gonna go now. I think running a little bit late already, so let's go. So the first one is green tea, and green tea has supposedly a relationship with reducing anxiety, in that it contains this little particle that they call L-theanine. And I never heard of it before, but when I read about it, they say, or they state, that L-theanine is a amino acid that could help reduce anxiety in some way. It could lower your blood pressure and muscle tension, so that's very nice. But also green tea is known for having a little bit of caffeine in it, so we have to be careful with drinking a lot of green tea, because we know if we drink a lot of caffeine, we become more jittery. That's the thing we want to avoid when we feel anxious. I also read that when the green tea contains a lot of caffeine, that also breaks down the L-theanine again. So yeah, that's something that we have to be a little bit careful for. But I also read that it only contains about 1/4 of the caffeine in comparison to when you drink a cup of coffee. And the second one is turmeric. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but turmeric is something that I don't usually use a lot in the things I eat or cook or anything. So turmeric is actually a plant, I read, and it has a lot of healthy compounds and vitamins. And curcumin is one of the compounds of turmeric. I never knew until now. Actually, it's the curcumin in the turmeric that is linked into boosting your serotonin levels. And if you maybe watch one of my other videos, then you also know, or maybe you just know, that serotonin is the neurotransmitter that is linked to us feeling good and feeling less anxious. So with eggs, I always have the idea that there's a lot of discussion if eggs are healthy, yes or no, and if you should eat the egg yolk, yes or no. But eggs have a lot of tryptophan, and tryptophan is this amino acid that converts to serotonin. So serotonin, again, is what we want. More serotonin is less anxiety. With regard to that egg yolk, I read that it's like the most nutrient dense part of the egg, actually. So it's kind of a waste if you throw it out, I think, in my opinion. But who am I? It contains, for example, a lot of iron, a lot of potassium, and a lot of magnesium. And especially magnesium, I read, is also important if we want to reduce our anxiety. So yeah, I think just eat the whole egg. And I also think that the egg yolk is the yummiest part of the egg. But like I said with the previous point, they always are coming up with new research, and then the one day it's like the most dangerous thing ever to eat, and then the next day all of a sudden you can become 150 with eating eggs. So yeah, I think it's important that you learn to understand what it does for your body, how you feel with eating certain types of food. And I think that's the same thing with eating eggs. Okay, and the fourth one is avocados. And avocados, they not only look cute on your sandwich or on your toast, but they are very healthy. They contain a lot of great fats that are good for you. So it does not only contain very healthy fats, but also magnesium and vitamin B6. And especially vitamin B6 is linked to the production of serotonin. And again, serotonin is what we want. So more serotonin is less anxiety. So yeah, avocados are really good for us and could also help reduce that anxiety a little bit. Okay, number 5 are blueberries. And the nice thing about blueberries is that they contain a lot of vitamin C. And vitamin C is important in protecting our cells, but also repairing our cells when we are really stressed. And that is why when we are really stressed or anxious, that we crave foods that are high in vitamin C. And they're also good for lowering blood pressure and your cholesterol. And number 6 are oats. And oats, I know, there we have them again. But they're on the list for a reason, because oats are just, they're this reliable source of food, I always think. I always have a lot of oatmeal in my house. So when I don't know what to eat for breakfast or lunch, I know that I always have oatmeal. Oats are high in vitamin B and magnesium, and they also contain a lot of fiber. And fiber is something that we mostly lack in our diet. We don't eat enough fiber in general, so adding oats to your diet is a great way of also adding fiber to your diet. And especially magnesium is linked to reducing our anxiety. So it just has great benefits in general. And number 7 are fermented foods. And my relationship with fermented foods is kind of non-existent. But I never tried fermented food, like for example kombucha or kimchi. I'm really curious to try it though. And actually I have some kombucha in my fridge, so I'm gonna try it for this video. So I'm gonna add that clip in right here. Okay, wait. At first I was like, it tastes like some kind of medicine, but let me get another sip. I'm trying to think if I like it or no. I think I like it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. Approved. And the part of fermented food that is healthy for you, or supposedly healthy for you, is the microbiota that are in fermented food, and that's really good for your gut. They also say that there is a connection between your gut and your brain, so the gut-brain connection, and they sometimes also say that your gut is the second brain, and there's a part of the nervous system located also in our gut that is called the enteric nervous system, and that is communicating with our central nervous system, so our brain. So the better this gut-brain connection or communication between the two, the less anxiety, the better we feel. And I know that's a little bit, in Dutch we call it kort door de bocht, like it's a little bit simply put, but that's the thing that I found. And what I also found, that it's linked with reducing social anxiety. So I think that's also quite interesting. And then the last one is dark chocolate. And dark chocolate is one of my favorite kinds of chocolate. I'm really glad that dark chocolate is also on the list with foods that are linked with reducing anxiety. And the cool thing about dark chocolate is that it contains a lot of antioxidants that are called flavonoids. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's the specific antioxidant that is supposedly really good for you. And again, it contains the amino acid tryptophan, and tryptophan is converted to serotonin. But also, like with green tea, it does contain some caffeine, so be careful not to eat like the whole chocolate bar. And that's always the downside for me with having chocolate laying around the house. I have no willpower when it comes to chocolate. So if I have it laying around in my house, I have to eat it. I'm working on it. So these are 8 different foods that have a link with reducing anxiety. So I think that's quite interesting to learn more about what we can eat and what we can do ourselves in dealing with our stress levels and managing our anxiety. So if you like this video, then you can give it a thumbs up, and it would be awesome if you would subscribe to my channel, and I would hope to see you next time. Bye.